Well, do you ever head out the door thinking, I'm feeling pretty good, I can go out and do some more miles? Did the 10 and took a little bit of a break. I was like, I'm feeling good. I'll go put in 2 or 3 more miles. Since I was at 50, slowly get to that 100. And as soon as I left the door, I was like, oh, I'm tired. This morning I went to a local establishment, Smith's Bakery. It's my aid station right now. Happy Jack's, there's the Fox Theater. Beautiful day. Happy Jack's, been around for 30, 40 years. I opened my record store in 87 and they were around then. 1987 to 2006. So I just ordered a burger. We'll grab the burger and walk home, get 3.5 miles. Why virtual racing is a little better than in the real world racing is you get to pick your aid stations. Well, Happy Jack's was a damn good aid station. I was dragging there 52 plus miles into this thing and just got the old burger to go. Small little restaurant, it only has like 20 seats, small counter. Been around since 1980 with the owners that are there now. I guess it was 10 years before that the guy opened it up. I've known the owner. In fact, this green building here, World Records. I used to work there in the 80s before I opened up Andy Noyes Records. I worked at World Records in 1980 to 82 or so. Anyways, Happy Jack's, great burgers. They also have pies. I've never been a pie fan. They look good. People love their pies, but man, their burgers are just the freshest. And it's interesting because the owner goes to Smart and Final, which I shop at, which I'm going to walk by in a minute, all the time. I got to follow him around, see what he's buying, but I don't think he buys the meat and the buns at Smart and Final because, I mean, they have the freshest buns and really great meat, cooked just right. They really hit the spot. Put a little pep in my step. Maybe I'll crank out 5 miles and get to 55 in about 55 hours, which is what the snow drop. But yeah, Happy Jack's, the family owns it. I knew their kids. Of course, their kids are probably in their 40s now. Big soccer family, played in college. In fact, one of their sons lives 2 doors down from me and is a fireman along with his wife. And they got a bunch of kids now in high school that I often see. They have a really good catering business going on too. In fact, one of my good friends that I used to cycle with a lot, Keith, who went and rode in Europe back in the early 80s, he married the daughter. So that's what I love about small towns, kind of, is you get to know a lot of people. So really glad I stopped. Power on here and maybe get in 5 miles. Stopped for 55 because a few minutes ago, before that burger, I was dragging. Well, I'm here on Elm Street, a street that I walk up and down once or twice a day for years and years and years. I lived in the same area for 30 plus years. I started running in 79, ran my first marathon in 1980, but I didn't do my first 100-mile training week, mainly because when I was in college, I probably only did 60, 70 miles because of school and stuff. And then I jumped in the triathlon world for a number of years, and so my running mileage was never big. So I didn't really get my mileage going until 2006. I started coaching Bakersfield High with my son was a freshman, and I was doing 70 or 80, got my first Garmin, and tried to get to 100. I didn't get to 100 till 2009, and I remember being so exhausted and beat up because then, as I am now, I'm walking. And so, to get 100 miles in a week, you got to do, you got to do 17 miles a day or whatever. So you're looking at 6-7 hours of walking every day. And 2009, I finally got it. And then I won a tear because I started doing all those hundreds in 2011 through just a year or two ago. But it helps to average 100 miles a week for a year when you're doing, 48-hour and 6-day races. Kind of helps pad the numbers. And of course, this year I only did 3,000, and my biggest week was the week I did 73 way back in January. 73 miles in a 24-hour race for 118 for the week. So even though in my head I'm thinking, oh man, 106 days is pretty doable, I got to realize that it was 2009 before I finally did a 100-mile week on my own, period. So I'm going to keep at it. Nice days like this. Finish this up. I'll be at 55 with 88 hours or so to go. So it's looking good. And I'm really looking forward to getting home, taking a bit of a break. Kind of looking at the David Goggins numbers where, you know, he has this challenge where you do 4 miles every 4 hours. I think I can do 2 miles every 4 hours and get my 100. So I might actually try and do that. Just kind of an interesting take on it. Just go out at 6 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 a.m., 6 a.m., and just do 2 miles at a time or so and chunk it out like that. Make it a little more challenging than taking, 8 hours off, especially since my sleep has been so jacked up since I started this thing, because the old body's thinking, hey, he's taking us out for our yearly migration, like I'm some damn caribou reindeer up in the frozen tundra. Thankfully, it's absolutely gorgeous out here today, and it's been a nice, beautiful day, and hopefully it'll continue on.